Hello, I'm Nava. Welcome to my channel. For this month's 4 Horsemen challenge, I ended up doing something slightly different from my plan. As has become usual for me, I don't have the Horsemen's chosen casting, so I'm using one that's either visually or thematically similar in some way. The challenge for the month is a Star Wars theme using the Arkham Asylum Batmobile. I prefer Star Trek personally, but I have enough familiarity with Star Wars to build this Scuba de Fuego into something inspired by Jedi Delta 7 starfighters from the Clone Wars. The Scuba de Fuego doesn't have much of an interior, so I kept it in one piece and bent the wheels down to represent outboard thrusters. Then I filled in the hollow in front of the windshield and made a navigator droid from an old rivet post. Turning to the hyperdrive ring, I made the engines from pieces of a hot glue stick and some caps from car parts. Then I used some cereal boxes for the rest of the ring and base coated everything in hunter green. Once the base coat dried, I added details in these 2 other greens. There's no real inspiration behind these other than the car's contours and this bright green being the inspiration for the whole color scheme. I also painted the windows black and detailed the lights and hoses, then took it outside for some clear coat. And that's when everything went wrong. I neglected to take the humidity into account like an idiot, so the paint wrinkled up horribly when I sprayed the clear coat on. I was able to reduce most of the wrinkles with a heat gun, but it melted the plastics. Instead of starting over, I decided to change my approach and make this a ship that's been shot and had an interior fire. With the side windows being the explosion exits, I moved the cannons to show displacement from the force of the explosions and brushed on some black as burn residue. I also painted the metal wheels black and darkened the lights because they would lose power. I made a stand out of some scrap clear acrylic from my college makerspace. Here's a look back at what I started with. Not a Batmobile, but it has some similar enough elements. And here's what it looks like now. A destroyed Star Wars-esque ship based on the Delta 7 Jedi starfighters from the Clone Wars. I decided to keep the hyperdrive ring separate from the rest of the vehicle for the obvious reason that the crew would have jettisoned it to save power. As always, a huge thank you to the 4 Horsemen for hosting this challenge and adopting their leniency rule, and to you for watching my video. Until next time, this is Nava Auto saying goodbye.